If you've clicked into this video, then I bet you're interested in having a standard English accent. So, before you start learning a standard English accent, what do you need to do? And what do you need to prepare? Hi, I'm Wayne. In this video, I'm going to tell you what you need to do and what you need to prepare before you start learning a standard English accent. From my own experience, I've come up with 6 of them. The first one is to have the ability to communicate in English. The second one is to learn as if you don't know anything about pronunciations and accents. The third one is to get ready to spend lots of time. The fourth one is to get ready for feeling frustrated. The fifth one is to get ready for facing criticism. The last and most important one is to focus on one particular English accent at a time. I'm going to explain them one by one. Number 1, before you start learning a standard English accent, you should at least have the ability to communicate in English. Technically, you may practice your accent before having the ability to communicate in English. But what's the point of having a standard accent if you and English speakers don't understand each other? So I recommend you to deal with common words and basic grammar before you deal with accents. In the speaking pyramid I introduced, you can also see that I ranked common words and basic grammar first rather than accents. You may watch this video to understand more about the speaking pyramid. Number 2, you should learn as if you don't know anything about pronunciations and accents. Why, you may ask? You know, throughout the many years, you developed different pronunciation and accent habits when speaking English. Yet, not all of these habits are correct, or even worse, most of them suck. And I guess that's why you come to watch this video. That's why most of us still have non-standard accents. The worst part is that not many people know what they're doing is wrong, so it prevents them from learning the correct pronunciation and accent knowledge. For example, a lot of English learners pronounce this word as new. However, the standard pronunciation of this word is new and new for American and British accents respectively. I believe that many of these English learners have heard of this common word countless times. And pronouncing new isn't so hard. You just have to replace the Y with an N in the word you. New. A piece of cake. Anyone can do it. But why do they still pronounce it incorrectly? It's because they think they know it already. It's hard for us to learn new things if we keep holding on to the old things. So what we need to do is to let go. Therefore, you should learn as if you don't know anything about pronunciations and accents. Number 3, you have to get ready to spend lots of time. As I've previously said, you have to learn as if you don't know anything about pronunciations and accents. This part requires time. You also need time to practice. So you have to be aware that acquiring an accent is not something you can do in like 2 or 3 days. So prepare to spend time and be patient. Number 4, you have to get ready for feeling frustrated. Well, there will be at least a frustrating period when learning any skill, because learning any skill isn't simple. When learning a standard English accent, you may face frustrations such as not being able to pronounce correctly after multiple attempts, not being able to distribute the weights of different words in a sentence, and getting confused by English tones. The good news is that with enough effort and guidance, you will eventually find your way out. However, these frustrating periods are unavoidable, so get ready for feeling frustrated. Number 5, you have to get ready for facing criticism. Before you really acquire the accent, there will be flaws, so people may criticize you. You just have to listen to the good advice and ignore the unreasonable ones. You know, there are a lot of haters in our society. They like to criticize people without needing any reason. Yes, this is ridiculous, but this is what's happening in the world right now. Also, even if they're not full-time haters, some people might still judge because of their lack of knowledge. I believe you should get what I mean. For example, you're speaking a standard British or Australian English accent. Some English learners who have only learned American English may think your accent is bad just because they are not used to it. This happens not just in English. Well, I'm from Hong Kong, and my preferred language is Chinese, the same as people from Taiwan. The thing is, sometimes when I type Chinese, People from Taiwan may say that my Chinese is bad just because we use different word patterns and combinations. This happens because not everyone knows that there may be more than one correct answer. People often tend to criticize you if what you're doing is different to theirs. But these criticisms are unavoidable. You just need to do your best and get ready for facing them. Number 6, you should focus on one particular English accent at a time when learning English accents. Not many understand this. When we try to learn how to speak English, we tend to listen to any English source we find. This is good and it helps you learn English. However, this exposes you to many different accents, such as American, British, Australian, or maybe even Chinese and Indian English accents. This makes you lose focus, and when you're not focusing on one thing at a time, your efficiency lowers, which causes you to waste more time. Acquiring a standard accent requires an amount of time even if you're focused. Not focusing on one particular English accent doubles or even triples the required time. That's not even the worst part. The worst part is your English accent may turn out to be neither fish nor fowl if you don't manage it well. For example, a hybrid of one or more different accents. If you're not aware of how strange it is, here's a sentence I made up. In a standard American accent, it should be, I can't believe water and banana enhance your body. In a standard British accent, it should be, I can't believe water and banana enhance your body. But in a hybrid of American and British English accents, it may be, I can't believe water and banana enhance your body. You can listen to this hybrid of mainland and Taiwanese Mandarin accents too. 他突然把法国瓜牛弃在垃圾桶. Really strange. So, you really should focus on one particular English accent at a time when learning English accents to avoid wasting time and mixing different accents together to create an abomination. Okay, let's review what you need to do and what you need to prepare before you start learning a standard English accent. The first one is to have the ability to communicate in English. The second one is to learn as if you don't know anything about pronunciations and accents. The third one is to get ready to spend lots of time. The fourth one is to get ready for feeling frustrated. The fifth one is to get ready for facing criticism. The last and most important one is to focus on one particular English accent at a time. Have you done any of these preparations? Tell me in the comment section below. I want to help you acquire a standard English accent. So if you want to acquire a standard English accent, click the link below to get a free gift. This video ends here. See ya.